Hi everyone, so welcome to week 4 of Tools for School. So what we're going to need this week is the My Mighty Treasure coins. So the printouts of this in the booklet actually I think got a bit muddled up. So there should be this one, and then you'll also have this, and then there's also a page which gives you examples. You don't need to print out that one, that's just for you to see. So this says, with these marvelous coins, you gain extra power to face any obstacles in your way. So with these coins, you are to cut them out, cut the 2 coins out. Now, one thing I did think of is, especially because we're all here really because we're looking at tools for school, having maybe a coin that you could fit into your pocket in school would be something that might be quite helpful, especially if it gives us some extra power. So there's no point making maybe these coins and leaving them at home. You want to maybe make the coins and put them in your pocket for school. So you have the option of cutting out the big ones. Maybe just, there might be something else that's maybe not to do with school at home that you need the coin, and you can have the coin like under your pillow. But if you wanted to bring maybe some coins into school, in the example page, there's 2 coins here at the top that you could cut out. So they're just smaller versions of these ones. So let's go ahead and I'll cut out the big ones and the small ones just to show you, but you can pick what you want. So if it's something at home, or you don't want to bring the coins into school, you can cut out the big ones. But if you maybe want to cut out smaller ones just to fit into your pocket, into your pencil case in school, you can go ahead and cut them out. Okay, so I've got them both cut out, the 2 big ones and the 2 small ones. So the next thing you want to think about, it says write down an obstacle you're facing on one coin and then write down the strategies you can use to overcome your obstacle on the second coin. And if you get stuck, you can ask someone for help, or you can see the other page as well that gives the examples. So on that page, it shows the obstacle that they are facing is that they want to be a better footballer. And the strategies they can use to overcome it was that I can take time each day to practice drills and be patient. Another example was, an obstacle was I can't get all my homework done each week. And the strategy to overcome it was I can remove distractions, this will help me focus. And then the last example that was given is the obstacle was I get mad when things don't go my way. And the strategy to overcome it was I can go to my calming corner whenever I feel angry. So have a think about maybe what you want to write down. So for the bigger ones, that could be something that you're not going to put into your pocket because they're quite big, powerful coins. So depending on what obstacle you're facing. So for me, I'm going to write down. So an obstacle that I would be facing is that I don't like doing homework and I put it off till last minute. So an obstacle I'm facing is that I always do my work last minute. Now, how could I overcome that? So I could overcome that by being more organised, being more prepared, maybe make a plan. Like maybe I could have a diary, and if I maybe had different parts of my homework to do, I could write on Monday I'll get that part done, on Wednesday I'll then do that other part, and break it up into bits. So what your obstacle is will be completely different than mine, I'm sure. So have a wee think of what you're going to put down. Now, you can put it down then on the big ones, or if you're thinking of something for school, you can put it down on the small ones. So have a think, write down your obstacle that you're facing, and then what you can do to overcome it. Okay, so I've completed both of the coins. I've just wrote the same thing on the big ones as I wrote on the small ones. So the obstacle that I'm facing is I always do my work last minute. And my strategy is that I can plan ahead, break up the work into smaller parts. So that is the exact same that I wrote for the little small ones. So now we're going to stick them together. So turn them around, and with either a glue stick, or else you can get tape and you can tape them together. So you're going to put the glue around the back. And this goes for the small one as well. It just won't take as much glue. Okay. Now, and then I'm going to look at what way the writing is, because I don't want one side to be upside down and the other side to be the other way. So that's the correct way up. That one's the correct way up. So I'm just going to fold them both into each other then and stick them down. Same for the small ones. So that way my writing is the correct way up, and that way my writing is the correct way up. So I will join the two. Okay, so now I have one big coin of my obstacles that I'm facing, and then how I can prevent and help with strategies to overcome it. And I have the exact same for the little tiny one. And this one can fit right into my pocket, and it's going to give me extra power. So if there's anything that maybe even you're worried about with school, maybe you're worried having to mix with loads of people in your classroom, maybe your school makes you wear the face masks and you don't really like that, and you're a bit worried of having to have that on all day. Maybe you're worried you won't get to see your friends if they're in a different class than you. Maybe you're all bubbled up in a certain way. So you could have different worries that you can write down, and then just think of then how you can use strategies to overcome it. So that could be breathing exercises. It can be as simple as that, of doing one of the maybe hand breathing exercises what we were shown in week 1. Maybe it's the painting in the air, maybe it's the closing the eyes and thinking of the spaceship. Going off to a different planet, those different things that those lollipops shown us in week 1. Or else, even what we done last week, it had different ideas in the centre of it that you could maybe use. But I'm going to show you another one now, which is a breathing technique as well. This is more one that you can just do at home. So what you'll need is a bowl of soapy water. So I've just put in some fairy liquid and some water into it, and you'll also need a straw. Now if you have a plastic or a metal straw, it would be better because the straw doesn't get too wet, but if you only have a paper one, that's okay. So I'm just going to mix up the fairy liquid into the water, make sure it's well mixed, and this is a breathing thing that you can do at home. So make sure whenever you breathe in that you don't breathe in through the straw, because you don't want to drink this water, it's not very nice. So what we're going to do is that we're going to breathe in through our nose and do a deep, big breath in, and then we're going to do a big breath out through the straw. So let's give that a go. So I kept blowing and blowing until it was all out, and you want it to be a long big breath out. So instead of just going oh and all the bubbles go everywhere, you want to do a long continuous breath out. So let's try again. So big breath in and slowly out. And if you do it that way, you're going to get more bubbles, because if you do it quickly, you'll just have a big splash. So let's keep going and see how big we can get our bubbles. So a big breath in and out. look at the size of that. It's bigger than my head. Look at the size of those bubbles. And you can keep going and hopefully you won't make too much of a mess. How tall can you get your bubbles going? I think mine's starting to tilt over a little bit. But you can continue doing that. You can burst the bubbles and then you can start blowing all over again. Or with your straw, you can even blow the bubbles back down. And like that, you can just start all over again and keep going.